massive rains descended onto Burning Man, the annual music and art festival in the desert, and the place got at least 5 STIs. One of them was thinking that you like dubstep, which is definitely an infection. Now, Burning Man is usually hot and dry and dusty, which is why I stay away from it completely. But not this year. No. It was wet. Lots of rain led to mudslides. 70,000 people were trapped for days in Black Rock Desert. Burning Man has also, though, like, been different lately. Because so when I saw it, you're like, like, everyone has their own little Airstream. Because Burning Man has been like a bunch of techies and VCs, going to like microdose and think about like, whose idea they can steal for the next, useless app that will completely destroy some major American industry. So that's what it's been. But there's also normal people. I know good people who still go. Here's a little bit more about it. The organization, there's even a CEO of Burning Man, which is very funny. Told attendees to shelter in place on Saturday when announced that access into and out of the site was closed for the remainder of the evening, which runs from August 27th through September 4th. Only emergency vehicles were allowed to pass. Conserve food, water, and fuel and shelter in a warm, safe space. The statement urged those stuck in the desert. For those of you who don't know, again, Burning Man started in 86 as a small gathering in San Francisco, but now celebrities, tech moguls, social media influencers are common attendees. This year's price started at $575, which is a lot for like not having Beyonce or Kendrick Lamar there, I spent less than that on my Beyonce tickets. This weekend's events weren't the first time the entrance had been blocked at the year's festival. A group of climate protesters caused miles of gridlock at the start of the event. So this is just fun and kind of interesting. So there was a group of climate protesters with Extinction Rebellion and Rave Revolution. I guess they're called Seven Circles. And they're basically like, you guys cause massive amounts of carbon emissions and waste. Now, what is it? The slogan of Burning Man is like, leave no trace, like bring all your dirt with you, or dirt. Yeah, bring the dirt, bring your trash. Yeah. Don't exactly. But getting to Burning Man itself, people are taking jets, people are taking, whatever, 15-wheelers or whatever those ones are. They're taking like their cars and they're in traffic for a long time. So these guys were like, you should ban private jets, single-use plastic, unnecessary propane burning, unlimited generator use per capita. Yeah. Calls for the organization to mobilize its members to initiate systemic change. But basically, just ban the PJs, ban the private jets. Ban the lowest. That's what they want. Now, apparently, this protest was sort of weirdly got cleared by like tribal police because this is part tribal land. So tribal police were like, go away, stop. And some of the protesters were like, oh God, well, you guys are supposed to be our allies in climate change when it comes to this. So like, but I guess we'll listen to the indigenous folks of this land. So anyway, that being said, though, there was like, massive traffic in and out. There were muddy roads. It took 7 hours to drive 5 miles.
Wow. That's like the 405.
Oh my God. Don't even tell me. I went on that this weekend. This is a photo of Diplo and Chris Rock, however, getting out of Burning Man. They decided to leave. And
Chris Rock?
Chris Rock.
That's Chris Rock with the blonde hair?
I believe so. Or Diplo and Chris isn't pictured. Maybe Chris Rock is the guy in the red hoodie in the back there. But Diplo tweeted, just walked 5 miles in the mud out of Burning Man with Chris Rock, and a fan picked us up.
Yeah, because that's west from Daytona. That's Diplo right here on the left. Yeah. If Chris Rock dyed his hair blonde, I mean, I guess that's the thing.
I mean, look, he's, there's multiple midlife crises. He's earned it, after that slap.
After that slap, yeah. Best thing that happened to him, man.
But so, yeah, thoughts on these. Okay, no, before we get your thoughts, I wanted to say that the right has some thoughts on this. Here is Marjorie Taylor Greene, Representative Marjorie Greene, on Alex Jones, and the two of them, let's just watch this. The two of them can't decide whether the Burning Man floods were an act of God or an act of the left sabotaging the festival in order to prove a point about climate change. They're both trying to go in different directions. So take a look.
We are watching, from a distance. There are approximately like 73 or 75,000 people in Nevada.
And they're locked in there from floods. And I'm glad I was going to raise that. They literally did a mock sacrifice and all.
First of all, shut up, Alex. She's making a point. They did a mock sacrifice. This is what you're calling the burning of Burning Man at the end. Here we go.
They literally did a mock sacrifice and all this, and then it flooded with these tornadoes, and it was. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, God has a way of making sure everyone knows who God is. I'll say that about that. But let's talk about what is happening.
What does that mean? God is a way of making sure everyone knows who God is. So yeah, this is the point. First of all, if you're listening to this, Marjorie Greene and Alex Jones are virtually the same exact person. They have the same build. They dress the same. One has like ruffles on her sleeves and blonde hair, and that's the only difference between these two. Are just sort of like two sides of the coin. It's like very like the Adam Sandler movie Jack and Jill, which I did not see, but like I'm getting those vibes. So okay, so he's saying act of God. Here she goes.
I'll say that about that. But let's talk about what is happening to these people. So there's 73, 75,000 people in Nevada desert right now at this Burning Man. They're locked in. They're not allowed to leave. And they're basically probably being brainwashed that climate change is the cause of all of it.
Well,
it's the root of all evil, and it's going to destroy the earth. And they're feeling the panic and
the media is saying that. Oh, this is because you didn't know about climate change.
Yes. So what's going to happen, Alex? It's the same thing, same way they launch any kind of movement. After this is over in Burning Man and these 75,000 people disperse and they go back home, they're going to have these stories to tell and how terrible it is and how we have to do everything possible to stop climate change. It's caused by humans and it's carbon. And it's the amount of carbon that we put out. It's manufacturing. It's our gas and diesel engines. It's agriculture. I mean, AOC wants to get rid of cattle.
First of all, the best thing about Marjorie Greene is she actually understands what causes climate change. She just listed, and they're going to tell us that like the rapid warming ever since the industrial age has meant an increase in carbon. And then you got methane, which is actually 20 times more capturing in terms of carbon when you release in the atmosphere and has a half-life of 500 million years. Like she's just like knows everything about it. And it's all a hoax. Like, and AOC wants to ban cattle. Remember when AOC was like, we need a Green New Deal and to ban cattle? Okay, so she's almost
people, man.
She's almost done. We're coming full circle here.
Even population, we have too many humans putting out too much carbon. You're going to start hearing all this stuff, and this is going to build. And I believe this is the left's new lie they're going to put on the American people and try to get everyone behind and create it to where, remember AOC and the left and many others said that the earth is going to literally explode in a ball of fire. We're going to all die. It's going to be the end of the world.
I do remember that.
This is what they're brainwashing people to believe.
No.
It was all a plan. The only conspiracy of Burning Man, the only conspiracy of Burning Man is that Burning Man is fun. Like that's the conspiracy, is that this is worth your fucking time. And you should absolutely spend $575 plus hundreds of dollars.
It's like a $3,000 to $4,000 commitment. I think Burning Man is such an exercise of white privilege. I don't care if you're not white and you go, that's still white privilege. If you can go to Burning Man, that's white privilege. Like just to be uncomfortable so you could just go do drugs and fuck strangers and
again, and we are going to talk about border crossings. Like imagine willingly going to a desert and like having just being covered in dust and struggling. Nobody wants to go there. No, look, I know people who go to Burning Man, and I know people who form like the people of color, like caucus or, the crew at Burning Man, which I think is great. I think that's really important. But it's just very much not for me. And in the mud, oh, hell no. So this is a question, because we're going to talk about would you, wouldn't you? But would you leave at that point? Would you try to leave walking miles in the mud, or would you just hang?
I don't know. Natural disasters freak me out, bro. So I would just get out of there. Because like that's one thing like you can't control. Like a natural disaster is undefeated. Like no one has ever been able to stop a natural disaster. So for me, I would have tried to evacuate myself.
I think I might have done that, but then I would probably be like, just do a little more acid and hang, like just like be in the present moment, stay in your body. Again, listen to the dubstep. The beats are sick. They keep going. And yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. I would have had this whole but Francesca, you came here to get out of your head.
Now you're in your head, but
you're in your head about it. Just stay put. Everything's fine. And it seemed like everything was fine. It seems like people, other than the amount of traffic, and again, the one person who died, which we don't know.
But I'm pretty sure. So don't people die every year?
That's what I was thinking. Someone does the wrong cocktail of Molly and DMT or some shit, and then trip forever, and then they just go. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.